This is A24, the studio changing Hollywood $10 million at a time.
And this is me in Japan without a Hollywood budget.
And today we're recreating A24's iconic trailer style without spending a dime, or in our case, yen.
From storyboarding to shooting to editing, color grading, and sound design.
In order to turn this into... But it takes way more than just good footage. It's all about.
I wasn't flirting.
She had been.
You want to win by 1 point up in 30?
You made him money. Look at my fucking pay.
If you're an A24 superfan, you probably caught what we just did. If not, we'll show you at the end.
The A24 trailer aesthetic is an atmosphere, grit, raw, and often unsettling vibe. And they do a couple things to help create this. For one, they focus on character plots over idea-based plots that make sense. These aren't $100 million blockbusters. Most A24 films have a budget closer to $8 million. Characters become their selling point. No one is trying to save the world in an A24 film. They're only trying to save themselves. A24 also brings concepts you never thought you'd see, like a half-human, half-lamb child or a horror set in broad daylight. So for my trailer, I wanted to embrace the same unease and mystery, all while using what was available to me.
That's what's available to me. I got a bunch of stuff up there, and I have this poster, so that's what I got.
I came up with a simple concept.
A parasite living on a man with no sight of his own. It shapes itself into what it thinks a man's face looks like, resembling something out of a
kid's nightmare.
With a splash of comedy.
That sounds very A24, but capturing that took a lot of planning.
Symmetrical framing, slow zooms, and of course, tension-building static shots.
We have a man right here, and then we have a man like over him. And they're looking in the camera, because A24 people have people looking in the camera. We also have this girl who's kidnapped. She's running. Why is she kidnapped? Why is she running? She's got a bag over her head. Let's put a bag over her head. Some sort of that she can barely see through. Long hallway. This is A24, man. Long hallway. A woman. Red. This has to be red. Because red means danger. Girl, a car. And then with the masked guy that you never thought she would do, like, haha, I'm cute. She's laughing. Ha 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 ha. Like, why is she laughing?
And with zero budget, I rounded up some friends and made DIY props, lead spraying, garden hoses.
This is the garden hose, and I didn't know it was this powerful. Like, this looks like a Stanley Kubrick film.
We didn't have a fancy camera. We just had one laying around. But with the right angle, lighting, and magic, you can make anything look expensive. Next, we had to make sure the hook of the trailer was in place, the mask of the main character. After 3 failed attempts and a lot of patience and some serious creative problem solving, we nailed down a mask.
Well, kinda. I mean, it was fine. Let's just say it worked.
But none of that would matter without the right setting. By far, location is the most challenging thing to do without money. Yet it's the most important. And we found one with set decorations already in. It's not very Tokyo-like, but it's what we had access to.
And we had 2 days to pull this off, since we were using it for free. If someone else booked it, we had to leave.
Lighting was all about what the world gives us naturally. For example, The Witch was shot with all natural lighting. Our location was on the top floor with big windows, so that helped a lot with that. With the set secured, or at least borrowed, it was time to actually film this masterpiece, or at least try.
Sound ready? Sound ready?
Sounds ready, baby.
Shooting was a blast. It was very fun. Kinda. It rained and we lost light. Security showed up because we were making too much noise.
Yeah.
They were coming to rescue her.
The props got lost. It was a total mess. Even though we were just shooting a couple scenes, I was messing around on set and we didn't actually finish everything. After our rain-soaked noise-making props losing chaos on set was finished.
It was time to perform some editing magic to make it all look intentional.
And luckily, DaVinci Resolve is completely free and gave me all the tools I needed to put this thing together. And because I'm working with unknown IP and unknown actors outside of Japan, I'm going to start the trailer with a bumper. And to explain what a bumper is, imagine this. You're on YouTube and you're scrolling through and you click on my trailer, but you know none of the actors or anything about the story. And it starts like this.
In a world where
Man, that shit is boring as hell.
this isn't working.
People don't have the attention spans like they used to. We have to get right into it. Like this.
You want to dance the mask, you must service the composer.
Good bumper grabs you for those few seconds before you could even click off. It's normally a 3 to 5 second flitter of shots. But there's one rule of bumpers. Don't be boring. But like with any edit, make sure you serve the story. Next, what A24 trailers are good at is keeping a very unrecognizable timeline of events, fragments of the story out of order, leaving you the feeling that you've seen everything but know nothing. If you want to know more about the trailer editing techniques I'm talking about, down in the description, there's a free guide for you. Now, for the main character, the trick is to keep the audience wanting more. So I'm teasing everything about him, his hands, the shadows, the silhouettes, because the more you hold back, the more they lean in.
Just like the monster in Cloverfield, the shark in Jaws, or whatever that damn thing is in the basement in The Heretic.
The final thing I'm doing in the edit is to lay the title cards down.
Title cards show your movie title, studio logos, intros, and a list of everyone who helped the film happen. And they can be used in interesting ways. For example, the Brutalist, this trailer, is all one big title card. For this trailer, we need to make all that completely fake.
And do me a favor, comment down below what you think the studio name should be called. Our makeup one, but if yours is good for the next one, we'll use those names. And now that the visuals are locked, it's time to tackle the secret weapon of any trailer, the sound. Sound, in my opinion, and others, is 70% of any trailer impact. Some trailers cut to black and let the sound do the talking, tapping into the power of the human imagination. It's a trick that pulls you in without visuals. That's how powerful it is. Every genre has a signature sound that instantly signals what you're about to feel. For example, horror trailers live and breathe by drones, violins, and sound effects from the film. It's like the holy trinity of fear. Now that the sound is setting the mood, it's time to focus on color. And just like sound, the color you choose can completely change the feel of your trailer. We shot with a very flat picture profile, which means we just captured more detail in the shadows and highlights to give you flexibility in post-production, allowing you to push the colors without losing important details in the bright parts of the image and in the darkest parts of the image. For the color palette, I'm aiming for a nostalgic mid-2000s Japanese summer vibe. It might sound unusual, but there's something magical about the way films from that era captured the warm nostalgia of summer.
And combining that with something horrific is something A24 would definitely do.
I used Dehancer, which is a plugin that gives footage a classic film look, perfect for capturing nostalgic vibes.
Mimics grain, contrast, and color shifts of old school film, giving the footage that timeless cinematic look, perfect for capturing the whole vibe.
I use blending tools in DaVinci Resolve to seamlessly match the mask to the character's face. No fancy post-production VFX needed, just good old color grading. Balance is key, sure, but don't be afraid to take risks with color. After all, if A24 taught us anything, it is being bold can make a big difference.
After all the chaos, late nights, and creative problem solving, we've reached the final stage.
Will it look like $1 million? Probably not. But with $0, we made something pretty damn cool.
Let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said, let